Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric. So in this week's PPF Pro Tip video, I'm going to go over when to use Slip Solution in your PPF install and when to use Tack Solution in your PPF install. So I'm going to install the full fender on this Ford Super Duty, and I'm going to talk my way through my installation, when I'm using my Slip Solution, when I'm using my Tack Solution. I'm not going to be going over how to install. I'm not going to be talking about that. Just strictly when am I going to use the two solutions. Now, we just recently did a video, what is the difference between Slip and Tack Solution. I'm going to have that video linked in the comments section down below, or the description down below. So hope you guys enjoy this video. Okay, so I got the paint protection film on the fender. I got a ton of Slip Solution behind the film. As you can see, with very little effort, I'm able to move the whole panel around. So from here, I'm just going to be using my Tack Solution. If you have enough Slip Solution behind the film, you should not have to re-slip a panel. That's kind of panel specific, I guess you could say. A small fender like this, you'll be fine. If it's a big hood, good chance you're going to have to re-slip multiple times throughout the installation. But for this fender, I'm just going to show you. So I got my starting point up over here. I'm going to pull the film back, get a little bit of Tack Solution there. Got that lined up in the corner. And I got that locked down. I'm going to come over here to this corner. I'll line that up, squeegee that down. I'm going to come down to this corner, get a little bit of Tack Solution in there. Squeegee that down. And then I'm going to come down over here, stretch the film down just a little bit. I'm going to lock that down. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to take my Slip Solution. I'm going to spray the top of the film so the squeegee glides properly, and I'm going to start installing. So with those areas locked down, I know that I can start to squeegee everything else out around there before I start moving to the other parts of the fender. Okay, now that we're down over here, I'm just going to get everything squeegeed out around this badge. Now, I'm actually going to have to use more Slip Solution down here. So what I'm going to do is just get the film to lay down in place, which it does quite nicely. Now, where I'm going to use Tack Solution now is just down here at the very bottom to get the bottom locked into place. Just got a little bit of Tack Solution left, or I needed to use a little bit of Tack Solution over there. Now this area over here, you would probably want to default to using Tack Solution in here. I'm not going to. I got Slip Solution in there. I'm just going to try and make sure that I got all the air pushed out and that the film is laying down in place properly, which it is. Now I'm going to start to squeegee everything down to this valley. And I'm just going to make sure that the film is not up against this fender flare, which it wants to get there. And I'm just going to take and run a squeegee in that valley, just like so. There we go. Okay, now that I have this whole section down from the top back corner all the way to the very bottom, one thing I'm going to do is, because I have the paint protection film over here kind of overlapping this groove all the way around this F250 badge, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Tack Solution, I'm going to get really close to this edge, I'm going to flush this out. I'm going to flush the slip solution out that's underneath there. Then I'm going to come to the top and I'm just going to squeegee this edge down. Just getting all that slip solution out from behind the film there. And then just a couple insurance passes around there just to make sure that there's nothing left behind. Okay, now we can move towards the front. Okay, so now that this has been sitting down for a while, you can see that the film is not moving. So I'm just going to pull the film back. You can hear that it's still sticking to the panel. I'm just reintroducing slip solution to both the panel and the back of the PPF. Now I'm going to spray some on the top of the film. Now I'm going to come over here to this corner. I'm going to get my Tack Solution in there. And then I'm going to stretch that corner into place right where it needs to be. I'm going to hold that down with my thumb. And then I'm going to squeegee that down. Okay, so now that area is down. Now we're going to get down around the headlight. So I'm actually going to come to the very bottom and lock this corner down. So I'm only going to use a little bit of Tack Solution here. And get that lined up. I'm going to get that to hold just with my finger holding on the film there. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Tack Solution, I'm going to lock this whole corner down around here. Just got my finger behind the film to flush out the slip solution that's there. I'm actually going to go along this ridge. I realize that this video is turning into a tutorial on how to install a Super Duty fender, but I'm coming along this ridge right here, and I'm just going to take my squeegee in an angle motion and get that all down. There we go. Now I have this area right up here where you can see there's a bit of a finger building up here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the film back, get a bit of Tack Solution in there. Just going to stretch that into place. There we go. So that's it for the Tack Solution for now. Now, I got a bunch of slip solution behind here. The film is still moving. What I'm going to do now is just make sure my alignment is proper around this fender flare, which it looks like it is. So what I'm going to do, actually, I'm just going to use my Tack Solution and tack this corner down over here that was starting to pop up. Now that that's down, what I can do is I can start to take and squeegee everything out the top. So this is just slip solution here. If I needed to lift this up right now, that wouldn't be a problem. Now I have this ridge over here where moisture likes to get trapped. I'm just going to come across this ridge, angle my squeegee downwards, Make sure there's nothing left behind on there. Now, because this is all slip solution behind here, and it's all relatively flat, I mean, it is curved, but there's really nothing in the way, I can take and squeegee everything out. I don't have to introduce any more slip solution to it. I don't have to do any tack solution, nothing. I can just squeegee it all out. Okay, that fender is installed. Now the last thing we're gonna do with the tack solution, slip solution, is, well, we're actually not gonna use the slip solution anymore. I'm actually gonna come over here with my tack solution. I'm gonna pull this edge back over here that's gonna be wrapped. I'm gonna pull that back, and I'm gonna flush all the slip solution out behind the film. Because I need to wrap this, I can't have any slip solution in there. So, actually, if you look right over here, you can see, because I just squeegeed the slip solution out, you can see how easy this lifts up. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come across this edge, squeegee it down one more time to make sure there's nothing left behind. And everything is done. Now I can start the process of wrapping all of my edges. So that right there is how you do a paint protection film installation when you use slip solution, when you use tack solution. To sum it up, you use your slip solution more so at the very beginning to get the panel full of slip, get the adhesive of the film full of slip solution. And then once you're doing your tack solution, once you're doing your installation, you really only use your tack solution in your corners that you want to lock down. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more PPF content.